hybrids. The South Africans are obviously on the forefront of that. It's quite impressive and a little scary.
Well, they've got Esterhuizen, who is arguably one of the better midfielders running around, having the number 20 on his back, and his role is to be a forward. That was his cover, and I think he scores 2 tries on the weekend. You know what I mean? Offer more, which probably gets passed back to him, but the second one is pretty much what a forward does with South Africa, get in the 22 area, and you run straight and hard and direct and try to dominate people, and he was able to do that. So, yeah, I think we're talking about innovation, and he's at the forefront and leading that when you've got guys in a specific skill set and being able to be open-minded, I guess, to be able to say, hey, I know you're a back, but for the better of South Africa, to be able to cover a 6-2 split or a 7-1 split, I need you to be an out-and-out forward, which is crazy to think midfielder can be seen as just a forward cover. So, yeah, you're right, Ross. It's very scary, I think, and the depth that they are building, they're building a lot of depth, they're innovating, and I think for us as Kiwis, it's a little bit worrying in the fact that they're innovating and they're leading, right? It used to be for so long that we were kind of in that scene and that innovating and being able to do that. I think the South Africans now are running away with that title at the moment.
Running away with it. Feinberg and Ngomazulu, we saw him put up all those points in the Rugby Championship, and against a team like Japan, they never stood a chance.
And what I have loved, Ross, is they've backed him. You know what I mean? I know there's obviously some certain positions that they love to chop and change in there, but I just think for the better of what his development will be, being able to play test matches and not being able to be in and out. Because even for myself as a player, you'd love to have 3 or 4 in a row to be able to get that continuity, feel good about it, being able to get the feels and not being able to be in and out in your weeks and everything like that. So, yeah, I think for us, the Kiwis, maybe they can go back to not putting him on, because whenever he is on the field, Ross, he's arguably one of the best players in the world, I think. He's hurt, other than, you've got DuPont, Cam Roygaard, who I think, is possibly could be in line for that position in a year's time. Sasha, he's an enjoyment. It's very refreshing to watch a guy like him play, even against a tough Japanese team.
With go forward ball, it's ridiculous.
Oh, with a skill set, right? It's not just how fast he is. He's also strong in contact. He'll be able to use his footwork. He can bump off. He can offload, and so he's the full package, Ross. I think the last time, if you think about a real full package player, you're talking around Dan Carter's. I know Bowden Barrett has played 10 and has been World Player of the Year a couple of times, but I think if you just look at we talked around a couple of weeks ago around, is he already a superstar? Well, he is a superstar, but he could be in that GOAT conversation if he continues to keep playing well for the next 3 or 4 years, wins a World Cup, and is able to put these back-to-back performances for a long period of time.